Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. Some time ago, the president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, talked about the issue of tracing grazing site and cattle routes in the country, and a lot of cattle routes were being mentioned. And Nigerians were not okay with it, and for a while now, I would say that the whole thing was frustrated and nobody has said anything about it. But right now, a particular cattle association or headers association has come up and has placed strong demand that no matter what, that particular injunction or particular decision or approval by the president must stand. You're going to hear the content of their request and their demand. But before we give you full details, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. Now, according to the news, one of the prominent header association in the country, Kulen Allah Cattle Rearers Association of Nigeria, Karan, has called for the enforcement of President Muhammadu Buhari's directive on encroached grazing reserve and cattle roads. At the peak of the crisis between herders and farmers on invasion of cattle on farmland, the president has said he was going to ensure that I, that it is identified that grazing sites are identified and cattle roads are going to be recovered. A statement on Tuesday, which is the 12th day of April 2022, by the national president of Karan, Honorable Hali Bello, appealed to the Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, to ensure the President's directive on recovery of encroached grazing reserves and cattle route is carried out. The statement reads in part, say Nigerians may recall the widely publicized directive of President Muhammadu Buhari to the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Honorable Abubakar Malami, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, to, in the interest of peace and unity in the country, take all necessary measures to reclaim the entire encroached grazing reserve and cattle routes, especially in the northern part. Bello lamented that for nearly a year after the directive, no action has unfortunately been taken by the office of the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation to enforce the President's directive. According to him, he said, we, the members of Kulin Allah Cattle Raider Association of Nigeria, Quran, with all sincerity of purpose, wish to passionately appeal to the office of the nation's Attorney General to, as a matter of utmost urgency, to execute the directive towards the achievement of durable peace and sustainable development. He further added that our appeal is based on the following genuine reason: for Mr. President to be seen true to his words and a genuinely committed leader to issues and peace, national reconstruction, and socio-economic advancement. The farmer who, due to their selfish interests and total negligence to our national security, would reason to desist from what will jeopardize our national bond. The rains are almost here, and there would be need to avoid further violence or violent conflict. There is need that all gazetted grazing reserve and cattle routes are liberated from encroachment by sedentary farmers who forcefully convert these cattle routes and grazing reserve into farmlands, causing additional insecurity problem in the country by bringing direct collision between the sedentary farmers and herders. The encroached grazing reserve and routes are legal and constitutionally owned by herders, and the President's directive for their reclaiming. Hence, farmers may plant their crops in the area under discussion and induce direct herders and farmers clash. He further lamented that even now, the northern part of this country is sadly faced with serious issues of insecurity, which is mainly centered around the ongoing mistrust between our beloved farmers and herders. He further insisted that the enforcement of the said historic and very important order will reduce, if not completely end, the one-time clashes between cattle rearers and farmers that is mainly caused by farmers' accusation that the herders destroyed their farm while the haters on their side are blaming farmers for encroaching into their grazing reserve or totally blocked their cattle routes illegally and converted them into their personal farms. There is no doubt we of Karan strongly believe that reclaiming our encroached grazing reserve and reviving them through provision of water, points, and animal pasture will end most of the problem we are facing now. Bello said, as law enforcement or law-abiding Nigerians, we are bound to respect our constituted authorities, and we humbly pledge our commitment in search of solution to peaceful coexistence. We strongly believe that the implementation of the directives will bring about lasting solution to the lingering problem between herders and farmers. He, however, said that non-implementation of this presidential order will set a bad precedent. That president's directive can be ignored or thrown away, and nothing will happen to punish those who clearly demonstrated the act of insubordination. Once we want to abundantly clearly states that if the president's order will be allowed to die naturally, whose order will be carried out or executed in the country? And are we God and God forbid not moving forward anarchy and lawlessness? He went further to say that enforcing law will stop. I'll take that again. He said that enforcing the law will stop our headers from unnecessary movement to the southern part of the country so as not to unnecessarily be heating up the polity. Execution of this order will give due honor to our president and make headers repose confidence in the government by firmly believing that government is capable of solving their problem amicably, hence no need for the rising tension in various communities of our dear country. He stated that in view of the several benefits derivable from enforcement of the said presidential special order and avert the ugly consequences, we once again appeal to the Honorable Minister of or Ministry of Justice and our highly respected Attorney General to kindly ensure the timely implementation of the order by an implementation committee. It is our sincere belief that if our illegally occupied grazing reserves and block cattle roads, which our livestock are using for free movement to their designated grazing reserves and water points without moving through anybody's farm, are reclaimed and revived, peace and stability will be easily achieved in the entire country. Quite a long one there, but it was worth listening to. Now they have come back again with what Nigerians have long declared old and archaic. That trying to awaken that directive again. It's really shocking that this kind of issue is still causing problems in the country because virtually all the southern governors have come up with one thing, which is ranching. Without ranching, we are not going to accept the roaming around of cattle in our environment. But these guys, they just feel that it is their right. And if you listen to how corny this whole write-up is, the guy is trying to like awaken the consciousness of the president to who he is as the number one man in the country. You listen to him, you hear him say something like, if if the directive of the president is being disobeyed, then whose order will be taken seriously? That it's a pointer to lawlessness and anarchy in the country. Kind of like making the president to know that you are the boss CEO. So all these things these guys are doing should not allow you to stop implementation of what you have demanded. Nigerians are not happy with this write-up. I tell you, someone says that the president hasn't gotten the power to give that directive. It is in the power of state governors to give that order. If they refuse, then the matter dies, and which is absolutely true. If the governors, who are the main owners of the state, decide not to take that into consideration, there's nothing anybody can do about it. As much as Nigerians are concerned, the issue of grazing is a thing of the past. Go to the international community, you wouldn't hear this kind of story. But however, let's see what the reaction of the Attorney General of the Federation will be in this regard. I would like to leave it there. Go to our